G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Tim, I'm a writer, I'm a reader, I'm a creator, and I've been looking forward to today all week. You see, it's my day off from my 9-to-5 book selling job, and I have planned today as a writing day. It is very rare for me to get a full day to write with a full-time job and video editing and running and other things that I have responsibilities for. But today, I scheduled it on the calendar, decided today was my writing day. It is the end of spring here, and after a couple of grey days, the sun has decided to turn itself on, which is encouraging. The days are getting longer, the weeks feel stretched out, and I feel really fortunate here in Victoria, British Columbia, as we head into that juicy summer. But this video is a bit impromptu. I hadn't planned to bring you guys along throughout the course of the day of me writing, but it's just past 9 a.m. and I figured that if I'm going to go write for the day, why not bring you along with me? I am working on my manuscript project titled Home. I'm 12 chapters into my third draft of edits, and I'm hoping to get through chapter 13, 14, and 15 today. This has been a rather slow process for me, but I'm slowly ticking away. I've undertaken a challenge writing every day for 100 days, and I think this is day 14, but I'm just really enjoying writing every day, and getting back to writing every day has built a little bit of momentum in my head. It has built a little bit more discipline, and it's keeping me really aligned with both my project Home and also some longer essays I'm working on. Anyway, I'm going to do an hour of writing here before I go meet a friend to write in a cafe with them, and then I'm going to head to one of the local libraries here and do some writing there for a little change of environment, a change of scenery. I love being out of the house and working away, and yeah, I'm gonna bring you along with me. So thanks for joining me this morning, and let's see how we go. All right, today's fit. We look nice, we look trendy, we're trying to look cool because look good, feel good, am I right? I am now off to a cafe to write with one of my good friends here. So that should be a fun little session, a little bit of chatting, a little bit of working, a little bit getting to it. This morning in my first hour, I got through half a chapter of writing. Anyway, let's get into the lovely spring sunshine and get ourselves a coffee. And on a little side note, I just wanted to comment on my creativity and the comment of look good, feel good, or these little mantras that I'm putting out into the world to both the camera, but also out loud to myself. They're important to me because recently I haven't felt like my full version. My spark feels a little bit lost. I'm slowly regaining it. My self-belief is low at the moment, and I feel like I'm struggling with delusion and not having enough delusion on the thing that I'm creating. And I know that it's the creative process and the part of the process that I'm in, but I just wanted to share that it is not this sunshine and rainbows moment that creating and making a day like this is, because a day like this really depends on me being positive to be productive and to be full functioning as a writer. But the reality is there is days where this is a 20-minute kind of writing session is successful for me, and there are days where I don't believe in myself, and there are days where I am so down and out as a creative person, and whether I feel like I am good enough or can make it or whatever that happens to be on the day, that these things are really important. And I want to share both the good and the ugly side of that, which is why I'm sharing that I'm having a really good self-belief day, and I'm having a really positive, productive morning, but I also am aware that this is not every day, and I feel really fortunate to have it on some days, but the reality is there are levels to all of this, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's go enjoy the spring. All right, it's been a pretty productive morning thus far. An hour editing this morning, a couple of hours sitting at a cafe with my friend, putting in some time into some chapters. I'm a chapter and a half into my editing, so chapter 13 is complete and I'm halfway through chapter 14. It's a little bit slower, but I am slowly ticking along. What I'm finding really hard is that my timeline is off, and so my sequencing is in a weird section at the moment. However, I have driven the whole way across town for fun, for something new, to a university library here. It's a castle by the looks of it, which is cool. I've got the mountains in the background. I don't know if you can see through the back of the car, but I'm excited to do something different. I'm excited to be plucking away. I've set some new goals. I've organized some stuff. The next little bit will be sequencing, but I feel pretty good about where it's at the moment and grander plans coming. Essentially all that to say that getting in the weeds of it and turning everything off and just feeling like I'm amongst it, trying to hack out a little path, has been an experience that I think I'm slowly getting better at, and I don't need to see the end of the tunnel. I just need to be in the tunnel, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to go do a couple of hours in this gorgeous library and I'm going to bring you along. Anyway, let's go. How good are castles? Can we talk about castles for just one moment? This one reminds me of the X-Men's mansion, or Xavier's school for gifted youngsters. But in actual fact, they filmed the most recent Marvel movie in this castle, apparently. So I was told by some cool guy named Ziggy in the car park. I decided to wind back the clock today and go to university all over again in order to get some of my writing done. A new library, a new environment, a new inspiration of sorts, and it didn't disappoint. What a lovely day of writing I've had thus far. Sitting with a friend for coffee, chatting, writing, and then writing. The springtime has turned on, and I love writing in public spaces, cafes, libraries, places with a little background noise. I find it therapeutic in many ways. I can spend an entire day out of the house, and it allows me to hold my attention and remain on one task. I can write literally anywhere, which wasn't always the case, but when you travel full-time for a year, well, you aren't left with any choice. And today, as I got lost within time, within the words, within my story, I noticed one of my biggest fears with my manuscript is how messy it is. It feels a long way off. There are chapters out of order. There are parts of the story which no longer align. Like, I seriously have an entire plotline about a cult, and it doesn't even make sense. It did when I was writing it. Anyway, I digress. I say that all to say, I talk often about embracing the mess, but I'm afraid of it. I likely have my mum to thank for that one. Haha, love you mum. I'll put my shoes away, I promise. The mess feels swallowing, with the deep desire to be further ahead in both the manuscript, But in my writing career, patience, patience, patience. It's the long game. Small efforts over time will always outweigh a big effort once. I read recently a passage by a writer, Amanda Laurie. You need to hold your nerve for long periods of time as a writer. When the entire project feels like a mess and doesn't seem to be coming together, you must trust that if you stick at it, it will come together. And ever so slowly, but surely, I'm embracing the mess just a little bit more. So today, as I plucked my way slowly through my chapters, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about the words, I was thinking about the story, I was thinking about what it meant to me, and I realized that embracing the mess just that little bit more, I found myself aligned with the story that I'd been writing. And if you had have asked me 6 weeks ago, I would have told you that I wasn't even sure what my story was. So all that to say, slowly but surely, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Alright guys, that is probably the most productive writing day I've had in almost a year. I've just polished off 3 chapters, fully edited, fully rewritten, and I was just thinking today as I was going through and doing this little vlog and this little creation and this work day, and how once upon a time I used to go to libraries for schoolwork and assignments, and I used to just dread the entire day. And today I found myself excited and filled with joy in a way that I haven't been in a significant amount of time. Sitting there and doing the work isn't what I find hard. It's the external part that I find hard, but the actual writing is so joyous and so filling, and I just find myself in awe of that idea alone. If you get to the point of your life and you do the thing that you care about, it doesn't feel like dread, it feels like joy, and I just wanted to add that in today. Overall, a productive writing day with a friend, with myself, in a university library on a stunning campus with a castle and a mountain view of sorts, and I feel grateful. I'm going to sit underneath one of these stunning trees and finish East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one.